Science. Sadly, Josh Irvin cannot be here today due to personal conflicts, but he is the project director of VR Science.
I'm Liam Bell, the designer.
And I'm Matthew Bischoff, the editor.
And I am Mark Fuller, the project manager. Our product is to help introduce a new tool for teachers and students alike to learn the three core sciences: biology, physics, and chemistry. And it's to make it more interactive so students can learn the material they need for the new standardized testing coming up.
So this is our future plan for the next year in terms of development. We've already done a great deal in biology, and we intend to do more in chemistry and even more in physics before proceeding to building up our website infrastructure so that we can do proper distribution of the product. And second to last, adding a system for customizing lessons so that teachers can sort of tweak what their students are able to do and learn. And then finally, integrating Google Cardboard so that students can take their lessons home and use them where they really need them.
So this is our marketing plan, and the gist of the marketing plan is to start at the smallest level in the classroom and expand outward. And we're targeting the school districts as a final product. And our competition and other products are other virtual learning systems like Khan Academy and Pinellas Virtual and Florida Virtual School, or just other VR learning systems in general. And the end payment type we have is a subscription-based payment for the product.
Here is a graphic of exactly how our product will be distributed to where it matters, if you will. The first will be starting in a classroom, maybe with a set of kids, kind of like to test it out and see if it would be beneficial. So to the equivalent of that in Pinellas County would say be CAT. Start in CAT with Ms. Jennifer Picaldo. She's our AP Chem teacher. Start with her and see if it's working for her kids. And then you would expand to the rest of Lakewood and see if Lakewood's like profiting from this, if they're gaining actually higher test scores in general from this. And then at the end goal would be to get it to all of Pinellas County and St. Pete High School and Bogey, Northeast, get it in all the high schools, and that would be how we would be marketing it.
This is a graphic of our distribution system. If a school or district were to try and acquire our product, they would essentially first go to a promotional website, vrscience.net, and they would then be directed to the secure distribution site so that they could properly download and add to their network the actual program. And then from there, if it was school systems or specific schools that were purchasing the product, they would be able to distribute them to their teachers, who would then use them in classrooms with their students.
So we asked several of the students and teachers at our school what they thought of our idea and the product that we've had so far. And two examples of them are from our AP Chem teacher, Jennifer Picaldo, and she said your product is fantastic, it's going to be great. And one of our students, senior Sean Donnelly, said VR is really cool, I really like virtual reality, it's going to be an increasingly important part of our life.
Our business requirements is that we want to finish in our alpha or beta release. We want to have a basic but a fully functional biology and basic and fully functional physics. That way we can truly get to understand whether this is something that we should continue in production and make sure if there's any adjustments, we'll take that feedback into consideration. Also, we would like to release, as we mentioned earlier, the Google Cardboard. We want the students to be able to take it home and use on their mobile devices. Google Cardboard is integrated with what we're using, Unity, and they could take that home and the teachers can assign that. That way it's still engaging at home. And we also would like to include the kind of build your own lesson system. That way, if teachers are like commonly agreeing like we need more mitochondria or something like that, they can request that and we would put it together for them and release it. And since we do the subscription method, it would be covered. Like they wouldn't need any like extra charges. And those are like some of the final things we want to release.
This is an example of the main menu that we have in our alpha. This is fully navigatable in 3D space, so you'll be able to look around as if you were there. Similarly, this is the hub for our project. This is essentially the springboard from which students will be able to explore physics, biology, or chemistry individually. This is the biology room. It's where students will navigate to from the hub, and it's the place from which they will be able to explore individual biology lessons. These are some of the models that we're implementing in biology. DNA, obviously. This is mitochondria from our alpha build. And this is the chemistry room. Similarly, students will be able to enter chemistry lessons from here, and the physics room.
So the architecture that we used for all our products include a lot of things. So for the website, we have CSS and JavaScript and HTML. For the models and Unity, the 3D aspect of it, we have C#, Blender, Unity 3D, and Microsoft Visual Studios. And we plan to deliver the customer the product through a secure download link that will incorporate the student ID and a grading system with the teacher.
So to review our successes and challenges, some of the successes we have is at the end we'll show you. We were able to integrate the Oculus. Now it's going to take more time to integrate into our actual product. We have a demonstration of what the Oculus actually does. And also getting the meshes, as you see in the rooms, we had to get those to where you couldn't get out of the menu. Those were some of our successes. However, within the rooms, one of our failures that we need to work on is the meshing. Mesh kind of stops you. It's like a
Invisible wall of sorts.
yeah, it's a wall that stops the player from exiting that side, like going out of the wall. It's a collider. And the problem that we had is we downloaded a mesh and it started to mess with the textures. And that will be on the next slide. Some of the other things that we need to work on were the time management. Obviously, we all have school to still work with and maintain. And we really, at the beginning, we're very optimistic about getting things done. But it's making a product is a lot harder than we thought. And so we'll be working more on that within the next year. Here, as I was describing, as you can see, the actual texture started to mess up here. And in all the rooms, you notice there was some white that kind of started to show up. That's from the downloadable mesh we had, and it was interfering with the textures. And that's something we were going to work on extensively to fix. Again, we're going to have our a final beta release to make sure that this is something that is going to work and to get all the feedback that we can. And we're just going to take a lot of diagnostic, lots of surveys to get all of the feedback that we possibly can to make it as good, as best a product as we can.
And to conclude everything and wrap it all up, we have our marketing plan, which is based on a small scale in the classroom and expanding from there. We have our aspirations to include Google Cardboard-like products and all the sciences. Eventually, we mostly have biology now. And we want to incorporate the teacher designed and or requested lessons into everything.
So over here, for all who'd like to use it, we do have the Oculus set up to kind of give you guys an actual representation of what it is. Now this level can be used in our game, however it's more just to demonstrate what the Oculus is actually going to be doing and how it works. So if any of you guys would like to see that, I'll also have models that we can go through, and we'll have some code up for you guys to see our website code.
So this is part of your game, or this is another game you're using to demonstrate?
This specific model, or the environment we made to show what the Oculus can do, it isn't a part of our game at the moment.
Okay.
We could include it in the future.
What's up here are the goggles.
What would be like an example thing that you learned in there? I mean, you showed some mitochondria and stuff like that, but I mean, what are they? Can they manipulate it? Is there
Yeah, our first
is there descriptions of it?
our first sort of lesson slash mini game is sort of the student would fly through a cell essentially, and they would see organelles and like DNA and proteins being built. And they would be able-
It would show all that.
Yeah, and it would be able to, like the student would be able to dissect
Okay, so
organelles,
if you
so they
see
can
where I'm
see
at,
like the Krebs
you'll
process and the inner workings.
And then you have the keys here, so as you move around, you can actually look around
Shuffle those blue
and
balls.
mess with these.
Yeah.
Those are like protons
Can
and
I kick
electrons. Yeah, if you walk up to them, you'll look around.
Kick
I'm
it.
gonna mess with your mouse a little bit,
Okay.
but as you can see, you can actually like walk
Oh, yeah,
into
you're
them.
colliding with them.
Look
Okay.
down a little bit. There you go. See, you can like actually push them around.
Okay.
Right, and this is kind of what we're talking about with the Oculus. This is the integration that'll keep the students, engaged.
And so this is an example of how you'd be demonstrating physics?
Yes, this would be physics. We could also use the level since there's nature in there. You could use that for like biology. And so it's just a general demonstration of exactly how kids will be interacting with it. If we use the, oh, that one was working too? Yeah.
Can I drown?
No. It's a lot more physics to get drowning in there, but.
A good try, right?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else?
Oh, check it out. Kind of makes you.
It does, when you're new to it, it does give you some like motion sickness a little bit.
Especially whenever Kyle's rushing over.
I know, it's like,
Yeah, just
Kyle's
experience.
driving
He's
it.
driving it. That's pretty cool. It is.
Have you done any use cases with this?
Have, we've used it on the kids in
All the
our,
assets and the models, everything we've all made ourselves.
we used this in our Oculus class, and we've had some of the, Mr. Cowda's kids, she's, come in and used it before.
Mark, how are we doing on time?
Got, let's see here real quick, we have 5 minutes of 3 minutes of presentation time plus your 5-minute question time.
Cool, awesome. Man. So I have a question. How, what's the curriculum look like? So you guys have 3 categories that you want to do as your educational rooms. What types of, on your roadmap, what kinds of things are you going to use as your curriculum, right? So like lesson 1 is what of physics? Like,
yeah.
how's
We
that-
would be, we'd be working closely to use the textbooks of the school district. That way the teachers aren't changing the material, they're just allowing the students to learn it in a different way.
Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily be a sequential curriculum. It would just be a lot of options for smaller like classroom demonstrations.
So you'd have like a lesson that somebody could go in and select, less
Yeah.
opposed to like level 1 is kicking the ball, level 2 is
Yeah.
why it falls to the ground,
Yeah.
that kind of, okay.
And as mentioned in PowerPoint, we also would hopefully design them to be modifiable or make small changes for a teacher-specific curriculum if they didn't like something for some reason.
So you would see the teacher taking this and saying, okay, class, lesson is physics 101, I want you to play level 7
Yeah.
because
Right.
it correlates.
And that would also work with their signing in system. Is this yours, by the way, sir?
It is.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'd also be tying in, as we said earlier, they would use their student login. So we could also incorporate if teachers came to a consensus, we can actually have that, since it's client-side hosted, we could like actually send that to the server and allow the teacher to see, like, this kid completed this lesson and they got this score. That way it would still be something they could use for a grade book. It wouldn't just be something on the side.
So do you see tests being built into it, like pass-fail levels, like rules that say this is how you beat the level and this is how you?
I don't think so. I think this is more of a
Experience, like learning about the different processes.
a supplement to the actual hard curriculum of any individual class.
And up on the board, it's not very much, but there's some of the code to our website. Where's my cursor? Here's some of the code to our website. Some more successes and failures. We did have a website, and the last time we came in. However, we wanted to like redesign it to make it, more user friendly. And we were noticing that it's a lot longer. You see, there's a lot more code here. Last time it wasn't nearly as much code, but there's some kind of cool features. Is this hooked up to the internet? This computer?
Might be. Yeah, it looks like it. No, it doesn't look like it.
What now?
It
So it doesn't have internet
Do you know,
connection.
does it have?
No,
It does not?
I don't
Okay,
think so.
You can't use it on your phone, but if you have a computer hooked up, you can actually get onto our website and just kind of see like the beginning layout. There's not much there. But there's like a button that does have something interactive with it. And so it's just, we're relearning to use PHP, which allows you to kind of take pieces and parts of pages and put it together to kind of save time for programming one single page.
Just make sure the link is on your Basecamp somewhere that we can find it.
Okay, alright. And that's all we had. Are there any questions we could answer?
Yeah, did you guys talk about monetization?
Yeah, Mark.
We wanted to do, as we said, the subscription based. We're kind of, we looked at some of the other like huge companies like Adobe and Word, and all of those use yearly payments. And so we would make it friendly to people who want it at home. So if you're at home, you'd get like a different price. But school districts could pay, a bigger price, but it would give them like an express code, as Microsoft and Adobe do. So they would get one code, and they could put it on all their computers. Right now we have no prices. If that's what you're looking for, that would be something we would look into to see what would be affordable, what would get us the most profit to keep investing back in our product.
Is there any other program out there?
In terms of VR, no, not that in our research we didn't find. VR is pretty new to the market. Now a lot of games are trying to incorporate, like just normal, like leisure games are trying to incorporate it. In terms of learning, however, as we mentioned, Khan Academy is probably one of the biggest ones out there. I don't know if they're incorporating the Oculus by any means yet. That's something we didn't find. But in terms of learning, that would be our competition. They just don't offer the VR yet.
Even so, with services like Khan Academy, they don't generally use 3D graphics
Yeah, this
with their
right.
exercises. They're usually
a 2D
JavaScript,
interface.
something pretty rudimentary.
In terms of peripheral, just for school, it's like FLVS or Dallas County Virtual School for learning outside of just the classroom.
Any other questions?
Great, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.